Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you're doing well this morning, wherever you're from. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching and for aligning with one another. This is your message for November 6th through the 7th. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements may be represented in this message. The monthly readings are out as well as the weekly readings. Check my channel page for more on that. Today I have the Earth Woman Tarot for you, as well as the Lover's Oracle and the Power to Surrender Oracle. Let's find out what your message is for today. I apologize for my computer kind of being a little laggy. Not sure what's going on there. It's been on and off, but it hasn't affected the audio. So let's get started on your message. Thank you so much for joining me here, and let's get started. The cards are already pre-shuffled, so we're just going to get one card to split the deck. Here's your one card, the Six of Wands. We're going to find out what's going on for you this November 6th to 7th. We have the Seven of Cups. It is in reverse. This is past energy showing up first. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. You had no other option. This really amazing opportunity that you were just given, whether it was out of the blue or it was an intentional move towards you. You had no other option but to take that, which is great. Three of Pentacles is something that you're going to thrive in, where you're going to work together on things. It's collaboration. I like this energy for you. What is the current energy going on? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But some things don't change. So it kind of feels like you're back where you started. And I've been getting that energy here recently, previous to your message. It was a interesting download of having to change your life to make something work, but then when you do that, it still doesn't work. So you literally can't manifest by changing something. You actually have to just live authentically and attract in by how you become through you changing, not changing because you must. Okay, interesting. Oh, Ten of Cups in reverse. This could be a separation, a divorce, a breakup. This could be the lack of support in a particular connection or relationship. And it makes me feel like with these cards here, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Ten of Cups in reverse, this is something that you've experienced more than once in your life. And that's why the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. You're like, wow, again. Give it a chance, it proves me wrong. Really. Give it a chance and it, same thing happens again. Interesting. Nine of Cups in reverse. Ooh, you are not liking it where you are currently. You do not like it. You wish you were somewhere better. At least there's an awareness of it right now. It's not a bad thing to be acknowledging this and being aware of it. Even though it's a great opportunity. It may not be in alignment with you. The Moon card, okay, the future's a little unclear here. We're going to see what's going on. You're not sure how you're going to think about it. King of Swords in reverse. Ooh. Okay. Nine of Wands. Ooh. This may be like you're feeling like it might have been a bad move, like a wrong decision, like I shouldn't have done this or done that. So this could be highlighted in various ways. It could be highlighted by someone ghosting. Could be highlighted by someone feeling a little burnt in a situation. It's something was like the grass was not greener. This would be almost like someone who took an opportunity, had no other option but to take that opportunity. The universe funneled you into this particular opportunity, but you experienced something within a particular close connection relationship that you considered home and or family. And it's almost as if like the weird coincidence of like, I swear like the last guy must have known this guy, because like they literally are doing the same thing. And now it could be an acceptance of standards of what you are willing to accept. So like universe could present an opportunity, and yes, you do have the power to say no. Even if you have no option, there's still a choice. It's like, well, there's only one man that passed by me this year. And it's like, well, if that was your only option, you still have the power to say no and still choose yourself. Even if it's not good, it's still better choosing yourself, because at least you can spoil yourself. I bought myself a $20 bottle of wine, and I'm just going to have one glass. And I could wait a little bit and buy 3 bottles with that $20, but like, girl, she deserves it. You know what I mean? So, here in the future, I feel like with the moon energy, you're going to be diving straight into your feminine. This masculine energy may try to gaslight you out of your own reality. And I don't like that for you. That's why you probably could be feeling a little vulnerable. But we have 2 9s here, side by side. That's really not a bad thing. Yes, they're both in reverse. But that still doesn't happen very often. So it's still an angel number for your highest good and benefit. You can look into that if it resonates for you. But it is opening you up to something. You're going to be more able to go down the path where the unknown feels better, happier, and safer than where you're at. Ooh, I like that. It's almost thrilling at the same time too, but it's almost comforting knowing that anywhere is better than where this is, for whatever reason. Overall energy of this message is the 5 of Wands in reverse. It's kind of like hanging on to something. And tell me more about this 5 of Wands in reverse. We have the Devil card. There could be a Capricorn energy, Taurus energy. There could be a need to do more reflecting on what you want most in your life. Is it okay? So if it's about a connection or relationship that we're thinking of here, what is the purpose of a man? Is it to love you, to protect you, for finances, because life is expensive, we need 2 incomes, what are the reasons? And how can we find that within ourselves? Not to say that those reasons are not bad, and I'm not invalidating you out of those reasons, but how can we find that wholeness within ourselves so that we don't need to rely on something that could just be very toxic and lead us into very negative territory? What is the challenge in all this? The Page of Cups. Ugh. When it's a challenge, I'm like, ugh. So that as a challenge is difficult because this challenge is having the ability, like the first thing in my mind was like the ability to even see your own future. You're like, well, of course, yes, the moon is here in the future, and knowing that, yeah, we don't know what it's going to be like whatsoever. And, I was getting this as your download actually previous to it. Wasn't very loud of a download though, and I really kind of didn't really acknowledge it much. It was like, how do you say this? I don't know how to say that. It's kind of like it's difficult for me to do it now, right now. Oh, okay. Like having the ability to, how a bird can land on a branch and doesn't even worry that it's going to fall if the branch breaks. You have such an ability to trust your own wings. At least that's what we're going to have to work towards here. Needing to trust that, yes, you can rely on yourself. And then you know what? You got to build confidence. You start, when you follow through, you start to trust yourself. You start to love yourself. You start to look in the mirror and see someone that's like a winner. I love this. Really, things are going to start changing for you, even though it doesn't look like it's amazing right now. I do see things are going to change. What is the outcome of this message? The Knight of Swords in reverse. Ooh. Be very, very mindful during this time of any kind of reckless energy or impulsivity or do not make any rash decisions just out of nowhere, because you can't get the bag, and you can't, how do I say this? That bridge has been crossed and then burnt, So be very mindful of what we're doing during this particular time. At this moment, the best thing I could say for you, if you're having a difficult time letting go, is to really lean into the self, okay? Really just give to the self. I like to paint. I like to write and read and dance. And I like to sip. And I like to be here with you guys and gals and everybody in between. And working out and all that jazz. Invest in yourself. And the best thing I like to remind myself in struggle sometimes within myself is the safest place I can be is in bed. At times. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, find your peace in your comfort of your safety and security. Okay? You're not finding safety and security going out to the club, getting lit, getting attention and validation. Not finding safety in and security and happiness and peace and fulfilling the void and just shopping, because then you're left very tight in a difficult circumstance under emergency. So really find ways to have your future self thank you now. Okay? And I thank myself every single day, and I remember the moment that I made that one decision. And that one decision did everything. So, when things aren't changing, there's something that's pointing to be aware of, and it's looking as if it's fairly toxic and you're leaving yourself a little vulnerable, okay? This person isn't going to treat you any better by the looks of it. Okay, so what is the zodiac signs here? Is the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They could be acting very mature, or they could be very young, or you could be younger. There could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person, I don't really want to like claim toxic masculinity within this because it's such a rage bait word. But it's like, I kind of see the reverse king and the knight as very selfish individuals that clash with each other and are in constant competition with very, very inflated egos, yet have done nothing to provide value to anybody around them but themselves. Now, if that rings true for you, I'm so sorry. There is no bright future with them. It would be a long and lonely path. But under the night of the moon, things look a lot differently. And we're seeing it maybe for what it is with the mask removed. So let's find out more about what they feel or how they feel about you. Okay. Power. Oh my gosh. It's an ego trip to have you in their life. They don't even need to treat you good to have you because they think they got you. They think that they can just treat you any which way and you can stay and you're not going to do anything about it. And they love it. So you instinctively know what is right for you and have the power to say no and or walk away at any time. You have control, even though you feel like you had no other option because maybe you needed them for whatever reason, that you were going to work with them on something. Obviously that wasn't true. Obviously that didn't happen. So then, how do you feel about them still? How do you feel about them? When it comes to the matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong choice. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. When you experience a narcissist, you then understand why they want to control you and how little they feel inside. And how amazing you must be in comparison to them when there was no competition to begin with. And then it could be like, just because of that experience, you then understand a whole new layer of understanding you never understood before. And so then it opens you up to the next level. And you actually glow up and level up because of this. So really, do not let this get you down whatsoever, because they did it to themselves. This has nothing to do with you. But when you have a secret admirer, I love that for you. So just remember that that's the reason why this narcissist male, potentially with this King of Swords reverse, may be feeling really, really insecure because you're that awesome to them. They know that anybody would want you. Endor would try, maybe in his mind, take them from him because he has done that to someone else to get over another person and or one up a person in essence. So literally it has nothing to do with you at this point, but you save yourself, okay? It's really unfortunate. I wish this reading was a little more happy. It looked really bright at the beginning, sort of. So then, what do you advise? Thank you. Acceptance is a key to inner peace. Well, yes. This is one of those vibes of, well, another one bites the dust. Da-da-da-da-da. And the happier that we can move on and not let this affect us, the more that we win and they lose because they lost you. They didn't get to make you a wreck and or get the validation of that show. And now, they don't got nothing to show for all the time they wasted on their own life. So that's fine. You're just going to move on to someone who's actually healthy, who actually wants something in life, who is real. And you'll wait a real long time or a short time, but you're only going to wait for the right guy. That's it. I love that. So there's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. It is out of our power how this person treats you. The sheer fact that they treated that way revealed everything. What is the message from the Power to Surrender cards for November 6th to the 7th? Surrender to your intuition. It is telling you something and your spidey senses know it. There was a download I got actually recently. It was like a very interesting thing. It was like thinking of a particular situation when I was really, really young or whatever. Yeah, sure, I'm getting personal. But it was like, oh, why is this person getting anxiety? Like, I was thinking that, but it was like, oh, well, that's anxiety. It's not a heart attack. And it's like, oh, nobody thought to ask, why are they getting anxiety? Nobody thought to ask that. They just gave them anxiety pills. And that would, like, calm someone down. Or her, or whatever it was. And it's just like, interesting. If they only asked, what is the anxiety from, or what are you experiencing in your life that is causing this? Like, is there something going on at home, or is there, something going on at work? What's going on that's causing this anxiety that's feeling like such an attack? If they only, there's something that your body even tells you that maybe you logically ignore. So, like, totally remember that your intuition knows something, even if we logically don't even know it. So tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or ha-ha moments that come through and guide you. Remember, our brain stores so many moments that we may not have fully acknowledged something that we've seen, but our brain has stored it and will use that if we need it. So it's one of those really, really interesting things that our body can go into a particular mode and just goes complete survival for us. Surrender, worry, yeah. So this is like, you can trust on yourself. You can trust on the universe. And remember that, like, you've got your back. And that you deserve glory. And you deserve joy and peace and happiness. And it should come from a man. But if it doesn't, then it can come from a woman. And if that's all that it comes from, then by golly, make it the best love in the world you give to yourself. So make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. Wow, it actually says here, worry. Oh my gosh, we were talking about anxiety too. When worries arise, breathe. Breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. Wow, I love this message. In the end, everything works out. I want you to know that. Looking back on this in like years' time, you won't laugh, but you'll be very thankful that you went through it, and you'll never have to experience it again. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I'll see you when I see you next. Check yesterday's reading, check the weekly message, your monthly message, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.